All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start by quickly going over the warm-up. So number one, Martha has $180. She needs a total of $2,000 to buy a car. She earns $60 per day working, of which she saves $50. Which equation can be used to determine the total number of days she needs to work to reach her goal of $2,000? Well, she has 180. So you're going to add that to what she's making. So she has 180, so you can mark out these two. Now the question is it 60 per day or 50 per day? Well, you've got both numbers, but she's trying to buy a car. Well, it doesn't matter how much she earns, it matters how much she saves. So she saves 50, so the answer is C. Number two, the slope and the y-intercept of the line y equals 4x minus 8r. Well, you know the slope is 4 because it's with the x, so you can mark out these two. And the y-intercept is negative 8, which is D. So those are the answers to your warm-up. Okay, for today's lesson, we're going to write equations of lines given tables and graphs. So we're kind of adding on to what we learned yesterday. So here you are given a graph, and it says write the equations of the line's graph. So the equation of a line, the formula is y equals mx plus b. So for line A, that is this line right here. It's the purple line. Let's start with its y-intercept. I think that's the easiest place to start. So its y-intercept is right here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So we'll put a 5 for the y-intercept. I'm not putting an x with it because it's the y-intercept. Now I'm going to find the slope. So I pick another point. Let's pick 2 points. And remember, you do rise over run. So you go up 3 over 2. So up is a positive, up 3 over 2, and I'm going to put an x with it because that's my slope. Remember, you can pause this video at any time to take notes, or you can rewind it and go back and watch something if you didn't quite understand it. You could also have y equals 3 over 2x plus 5. Either answer is correct. All right, for line B, that is this green line right here. I'm going to start with its y-intercept. So it crosses the y at positive 1. So y equals positive 1. This green line is going down, so I know it's going to be a negative slope. And you pick 2 points. You do rise over run. So up 2 over 4. 2 over 4. Remember, that reduces to 1/2. And that's my slope, so I'll put an x with it. All right, line C is in red, and its y-intercept is right here. That's negative 2. So y equals negative 2. Line C is going up, so that makes it's going to have a positive slope. Pick 2 points and do rise over run. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting the blocks over 1. 5 over 1 is just 5. 5 over 1 is just 5. So negative 2 plus 5x. All right, line D is in blue. So its y-intercept is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. Y equals negative 4. Line D is going down, so you know its slope is going to be negative. Pick 2 points. Here are 2 points. Do rise over run. Up 1 over 4. 1 over 4. And I'm going to put an x with it because that's my slope. All right, line E is this orange one. It's going straight across. And it hits the y-axis. So it has to be y equals. It has a y. So it's y equals. And it hits the y at 2. And you don't put an x with it because it's a horizontal line. All right, and line F, it's hard to see. It is this light blue line right here. This one hits the x-axis, so it's going to be x equals. Line F never hits the y-axis, so there is no y. It's x equals, and it hits the x at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X equals 5. All right. Write the equations of the following lines. This would be a great point to pause the video and try these on your own and then see if you got the right answers. I would encourage you to do that. All right, so line AB is from, here's A and here's B. So its y-intercept is -3, so y equals -3. Line AB is going up, so it has a positive slope, and it's going, I'm just going to pick these 2 points. It doesn't matter which 2 you pick. So up 2/1. Remember, 2/1 is the same thing as 2, so you don't have to put that 1, you can. All right, BC, I'm going to do this one in blue. Here's B and C. So y equals, this one crosses at 1 as its y-intercept. It's also going up, so that makes it positive. And it's going up 1, 2, and over 3. 2/3x. All right, and line DE, I'll do this one in green. So D to E. Now this one, for the y-intercept, you're going to have to keep going until it hits the y. So it hits the y way down here. So you have to add an extra point. It hits at -4. Y equals -4. And it is going down. So it's going to have a negative slope as well. And the slope is 2/1, which is just 2. All right, let me erase my color so I can do the last 2 lines. All right, from F to G. All right, it crosses right here at -1. And it's also going down, so that's a negative slope. And you go up 3/2. Remember, rise over run. And the last one, HI, I'll do that one in blue. So here is H and I. It looks like this one crosses right here at 5. Y equals 5. This line is going up, so the slope is positive. And I'm just going to pick these 2 points. So up 3/1 is just 3x. All right, remember you can go back at any point to review those. All right, write the equation of the data in the following table. So we want the equation of a line. So that formula is y equals mx plus b. So you need to write that on your paper. Y equals mx plus b. So remember that we need the slope. And to get the slope from points, you have to use the slope formula. So the slope formula, if you remember, is y minus y over x minus x. So pick 2 points. It doesn't matter which 2. For y minus y, I'm going to do -3 minus -1. And for x minus x, it's going to be 3 minus 6. Remember when you put this in the calculator to use your parentheses? So you end up getting 2/3. Remember on the calculator, you're going to have to hit math, enter, enter. So let me show you that as a review. So I'm going to type in parentheses -3 minus -1 divided by parentheses 3 minus 6. And I get a fraction, so I hit math. It's right here. Math, enter, enter, and it gives me 2/3. Now, 2/3 is my slope. So I'm going to label that M. I'm going to label that M. Now, to go back over here, I need to plug in for y. So let me just use this first point. So -3, it's going to go in for y. M is my slope, which I had to find first. I got 2/3. Then I have to plug in for x, which is 3. Remember, I picked -3 for my y, so I have to pick x is 3. I have to pick the same pair. And then you're going to put plus b. All right, same thing we did yesterday. So draw your line. You're going to multiply these two first, which gives you 2. Drop down the negative 3. Remember, we're trying to get b by itself, so you're going to move the 2 over here and it becomes negative 2. Negative 3 and negative 2. Do your chart. I encourage you to do that. Line up, add up. So you get negative 5 equals b. All right, for your final answer, you're going to do your milk and your brownie. So my final answer is y equals, for my m, I'm putting in 2/3. Then you always put an x beside it because it's slope. And then you're putting negative 5 as your b. So that is your answer. Y equals 2/3 x minus 5. All right, here we have another table. I want you to write the equation of a line. Well, that formula is y equals mx plus b. So I have a number I can put in for y. I have a number I can put in for x, but I don't have my m yet. I don't have my slope. So I'm going to have to find the slope, y minus y over x minus x. Remember, you can pause this at any point if you need more time to write. So for y minus y, I need 2 points. So for my y's, I'm going to do 14 minus 2. And for my x's, I'm going to do negative 4 minus 2. All right, that gives me negative 2. So this is my m. Please put an m there. You need to do that every time. When you find your slope, label it with an m. All right, now I'm ready to go back here and actually do the equation of a line. So for y, I'm going to put in 14. For m, I'm going to put in negative 2. It's my slope. For x, what goes with 14? Negative 4 is my x. That corresponds with it. And drop down your plus b. All right, now I'm going to draw my line. Remember, we multiply these first. That gives me positive 8. And then you're going to move 8 over here and subtract it. 14 minus 8 is 6. All right, for your final answer, you're going to do your milk and your brownies. So y equals, for m, I'm putting in negative 2, and I'm putting an x beside it because it's slope, and then plus 6. And that's my answer. All right, let's do another one of these. I encourage you to pause the video and try this one on your own and then see if you get the correct answer. All right, remember, find your slope. You need 2 points. So 1 minus negative 1, those are my y's. 1 minus negative 1. And then negative 5 minus 0. And in the calculator, you have to put parentheses. All right, that ends up giving you negative 2 this. So that's when you would have to do math, enter, enter to get a fraction. All right, this is my slope. What letter gives you slope? M. We use M to represent slope. All right, next we're going to do y equals mx plus b. For y, I'm going to put in 1. For m, I'm going to put in negative 2 over 5. And then for x, I'm going to put in negative 5 plus b. All right, draw your line. You know what to do next. You multiply these. It gives me positive 2. Drop down your 1. Bring the 2 over, subtract it. Negative 1 equals b. All right, final answer. Don't forget your milk and brownies. So your milk, the m is negative 2/5. Put an x beside it, and then minus 1 is your b. So that is your answer. All right, last type of problem. Write the equation of a line whose x-intercept is at 2 and whose y-intercept is at negative 6. Whenever they tell you that the x-intercept is at 2, you need to make that a point. So that means you need to have a parentheses, and we're going to have an x and a y coordinate. So x-intercept at 2 is a point. Since it's the x-intercept, 2 goes in the x spot, And whenever you see the word intercept, it's always going to have a 0 in it. So your first point is 2 comma 0. All right, your next point, the y-intercept at -6. You need to make that a point. It is your y-intercept, so -6 goes in the y spot, and the word intercept always has a 0 with it. Okay, well, what do they want me to do? They want me to write the equation of a line, which is y equals mx plus b. Well, I can't find the equation of a line until I find my m, my slope. So, same thing I had to do before. Y minus y over x minus x. So my y value is -6 minus 0. Now I started with -6. So on the bottom, I have to start with the number 0. So whichever point you start with on top, you have to start with that same point on bottom. 0 minus 2. All right, that gives me +3 is my slope. So please put an m with that to label it. Now, here we're going to kind of take a shortcut. We already know what we need. Remember, we always need our milk and our brownies. Well, we already have both of those. M is your slope. Well, we did that right here. Well, what did we get? Yep, we got 3. And we have to put an x beside it. What does B stand for? Your y-intercept. Well, what did they tell us in the original problem? They told us the y-intercept was at -6. So you are done. The y-intercept is -6. Now, if you went through and did all the work like we did on the other problems, you'd get the same answer, but you don't need to do that. All right, write the equation of a line whose x-intercept is at 3 and whose y-intercept is at 12. Okay, so whenever you see x-intercept at 3, you need to make that a point. It's the x-intercept. So you're going to put 3 in the x spot and a 0. Intercept means 0. All right, the y-intercept at 12, that's a separate point. This one, the 12 goes in the y spot. What are you going to put in the other one? 0. Good. All right, the equation of a line, that's y equals mx plus b. So I have to find my slope, y minus y over x minus x. So 12 minus 0. Remember, I started with 12 on the top, so on the bottom I have to start with 0 minus 3. All right, that gives me 4. What letter do I want you to put with that? M. All right, remember I need my milk and my brownies. B stands for your y-intercept, which they already gave you right here. So this is your B. It'd be helpful to label that as well. So my final answer, y equals, for the M, I'm going to put in 4, and I have to put an x beside that. And for B, I'm going to put in 12, because that's my y-intercept. All right, you have 2 problems to do on your own. So you need to pause the video and do those. So please hit pause, try them on your own, and then when you're finished, you may hit play. All right, this one, your y-intercept is -2. Your line is going down, so it's going to be a negative slope. And you need to pick, here's 2 points, so rise over run, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 over 7x. All right, for this one, y minus y over x minus x, -6 minus -4, -5 minus 0, gives you 2 over 5. That's your m. So you do y equals mx plus b. We're going to let y be -6. We're going to let m be 2/5. And x is -5. Multiply these, you get -2. And when you bring it over here, you add 2. So -4 equals b. So your final answer is y equals 2/5 x minus 4. How'd you do? I hope you did well.